Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's your favorite history teacher back at you again with another historical video. And today we are talking about the one, the only Adolf Hitler and his rise to power. So we're not talking about the Holocaust just yet, okay? I know when we did the KWL chart, we were like, Holocaust! This is not the time. This is the rise. All right, so what am I? This is not what I wanted. All right, so chapter 13, section 5. This is the last section of this unit. I told you it was going to be a quick unit, and your test is coming up real quick. So, hey, it's happening. Okay, Hitler and the rise of Nazi Germany. That was your warm-up. All right, so following Mussolini. November 1923, German army veteran and leader of an extremist party, Adolf Hitler, tried to follow Mussolini's example of a small-scale coup in Munich. The coup failed and Hitler would soon be behind bars. Within a decade, though, Hitler will make another bid for power, this time succeeding by legal means. So let's go a little backwards. The Weimar Republic. As World War I ended, Germany was on the brink of chaos under the threat of a socialist revolution. The Kaiser Wilhelm, abdicated the throne. Moderates formed a government in the city of Weimar, hence Weimar Republic, signed the armistice and later the Versailles Treaty. They will draft a new constitution in 1919, which I just said, in the city of Weimar, hence why it's called the Weimar Republic. It was set up to be a parliamentary system led by a chancellor, aka prime minister, same thing. Prime minister does the same thing as what a chancellor does. And it will give women the right to vote, and it included a simple Bill of Rights. So you have political problems. Right from the get-go, there are problems. And much like France, it was weak. The government was weak in Germany because Germany had a lot of small political parties. The chancellor will form coalitions that would just fall apart if they didn't agree with him. And the government was led by moderate democratic socialists, and they would be under fire from both the left and the right. Communists wanted radical changes like Lenin had made in Russia. Conservatives attacked the government for being too liberal and weak. They wanted another leader like Bismarck, and they're going to blame the Weimar Republic for signing the Treaty of Versailles and the problems that followed afterwards. And they will look for scapegoats to put the blame on, and you guessed it, German Jews were one of them. So, money problems. Economic disaster just made Germany restless. In 1923, they fell behind reparation payments, so France will take over the coal-rich Ruhr Valley. German workers there resisted the French and resisted to work. So to support the workers there, they will continue to pay them. And they're also the government of Germany is going to continue printing large quantities. Soon, if you know anything about printing more money that is infiltrated into the economy, is going to lead to inflation, where the value of money goes down and the prices of things go up. Inflation will get out of control, spreading misery, and despair. The German mark, their currency, would become worthless. So 100 marks in 1922 would be the equivalent of 944,000 marks in 1923. Insane inflation, people. Insane to the membrane. So now you have all this worthless money because it's worthless, because this amount of money could probably buy you a loaf of bread. That's how bad it got. Recovery and collapse. So with the help of the Western powers, Germany was able to get their inflation under control. The US received approval from France and Britain to lower their reparation payments so they don't have to pay so high, because almost like, what country was it? Was it France? Yeah, I think it was France, where you have a lot of money, but like say you have a monthly budget and half or more than half of your money is going to pay off war debt, aka reparation payments. You can't really focus on trying to grow your country if half your money is going somewhere else and the other half isn't enough to improve your country. So that's what's going on with the French. I mean, with the Germans. And this is called the Dawes Plan. And under the Dawes Plan, test question, the French would retreat from the Ruhr Valley, and American loans would help recover and help Germany recover and make them kind of sort of prosper. So what would happen is we know that the Allies, once America got in the war, they were helping out the French and the British immensely, right? So Britain would borrow money from America to help fight their war. And once Germany was put to blame and they signed the treaty, Germany is paying money back to France and Britain, but France and Britain also have to pay back that money to America. So this sort of cycle of money returning back to America, it's actually kind of ingenious, you know, because America will get their money in the end. So yeah, the French and the British would receive lower reparation payments, but then France and Britain would also pay that money back to the United States. So, hey, what are you going to do? But then, if you don't know, the Great Depression hit October 29, 1929, and more misery will follow worldwide, not just in America, worldwide. So Germany will turn to an energetic leader recently out of prison, Adolf Hitler, who promised to solve the economic crisis and restore Germany's old greatness. There's Adolf. We all know his background story, or the skeleton of it. So he was born in Austria, 1899. Age 18, he went to Vienna, the multinational state of the Habsburg Empire, the capital. German Austrians were one of the ethnic groups there, so he felt that they were superior. And this is his beginnings of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is hatred towards Jews. He's going to go to Germany. Oh, I forgot. What am I doing? He failed to get into art school, as we all know. So he was an aspiring artist, failed to get into art school. So he wanted to fight for his country of Austria. And Austria said no because he was a weakling, blah, blah, blah. He heard Germany was letting anyone join the fight. So he's going to go to Germany and they accept him into his army. And he will fight during World War I. In 1929, he joined the small right extremist group. Like everyone else, there was discontent towards the Weimar Republic, and Adolf thought it to be weak. Within a year, Hitler is going to rise to become the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, and it translates to Nazi. And so, like Mussolini, he will organize fighting squads called stormtroopers. Dun, 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 dun. So Mein Kampf, kind of at the beginning of this lecture, what I described, in 1923, Hitler is going to try and follow in Mussolini's steps and march on Munich. It did not work. He failed and he was jailed, and he would be charged with treason. A sympathetic judge, however, gave him 5 years to serve his time. While in jail, he wrote you could call it the Nazi literature of Mein Kampf, and become the basic book for Nazi goals. And in the book, it reflected his obsessions: extreme nationalism, racism, anti-Semitism, and he believed Germans belong to a master race, the Aryan race, the first race, blonde hair, blue eyes, enemies are Jews. And he saw Jews as a part of a race and not their religion. In the book, he'll also blame Marxists, Jews, corrupt politicians, and business leaders for the loss of World War I. And remember, it's quick to note that Hitler is Austrian by birth, not German. So Hitler urged Germans everywhere to unite into one great nation. Germany, he explained, must expand to gain more Lebensraum, aka living space. Say that word with me, Lebensraum, for its growing population. Slavs, Jews, Gypsies, and other inferior races must bow down to the Aryan race. In order to achieve greatness, they needed a strong leader, the Führer, and that might be Hitler. And after less than a year, he would be released from prison, and the Great Depression helped him. As unemployment rose, Nazi Party membership will rise to 1 million members. He promised an end to reparation payments, he would create jobs, and he would defy the Versailles Treaty and rearm Germany, because that was one of the bullet points of World War I, Treaty of Versailles, the lessening of arms and decreasing the amount of people in Germany's army. So Nazis and communists are going to win majority seats in the Reichstag. Remember the Reichstag, the lower house elected by universal male suffrage? The lower house, right? What's the other one? Bundesrat? Yeah, you're right. While others feared communist growth, they're going to turn to Hitler. And these leaders are thinking that they can control him. So he will be elected as chancellor in 1933 through legal means under the Weimar Republic. He, like Mussolini, is now you could say, a legit leader. He did not take it from people. So within a year, Hitler would then become dictator with all the power that he would soon receive. Under his government, he will suspend civil rights. He destroyed the socialists and communists and disbanded all other political parties. He made Germany a one-party state. Like Stalin, he will purge people in his own party who don't agree with him. And Nazis will learn that Hitler demanded unquestioning obedience. So that's Hitler circa, 1933? Rise of the Third Reich. Remember, this is a test question. Remember, the First Reich was the Holy Roman Empire, which was the remnants of you guessed it, the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, blah, 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 blah. That was the First Reich. The Second Reich was the times forged under Bismarck and up into World War I. So Hitler and the Nazis will move quickly to build a new Germany. Hitler appealed to nationalism by recalling the past glories of the First and Second Reichs. So to combat the Great Depression, Hitler will launch large-scale public works programs. Tens of thousands of Germans will be put to work building highways and housing or replanting forests. He will also begin a program to rearm Germany and scheme to unite Germany and Austria, which is called Anschluss, which is also a test question. And that was prohibited by the Versailles Treaty because, like it's just said, Germany near Austria, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, they have a lot of ethnic ties to each other, okay? Hence, Hitler was born in Austria, and the Versailles Treaty prohibited Germany and Austria to be friends. You say he just a friend? So totalitarian beginnings. He will organize an efficient but brutal system. I don't know why I have two A's. You can change that. Nazis controlled all aspects of German life, from government to education to religion. Black uniformed troops called the SS enforced Hitler's rule. You have the Gestapo, or his secret police, are going to root out all opposition they could find, and the masses will be cheering in all these Nazi promises. The Jews. So this is the test question. So Hitler set out to drive the Jews out from Germany in 1935. The Nazis will pass the Nuremberg laws, which deprived Jews of German citizenship and other restrictions. Then you have Kristallnacht. Okay, say that again, Kristallnacht, which translates to the Night of Broken Glass, where Nazi-led mobs attacked Jewish communities all over Germany, trying to put the fear of God into them and to leave the country. And of course, to build for the future, Nazis will indoctrinate young people with their ideology. And this is where the Hitler Youth come up and start to be something. And so he will train little boys to be ready to fight, I'm not going to say brainwash, but basically brainwash them. They're going to pledge their loyalty, and they will prepare for war. So with the passing of the Nuremberg laws, a Jewish person of Jewish descent had to wear the yellow Star of David, and it would stick out, kind of like a scarlet letter. You'd have to wear letter A for adultery. Jews had to wear this yellow Star of David on their clothing, and that would immediately tell people that they are Jewish. It's pronounced, I think it's pronounced Jude or Jew. Here's pictures from Kristallnacht. And here are pictures of the Hitler Youth with their hair parted just like the Führer himself. All right. That will do on this lecture, this unit, this short, quick little unit. And yeah, your homework is page 453, 3 through 8. Wow. 3 through 8, a lot of questions. It's just, it's Hitler. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So that's why there's a lot of questions, more than usual. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you slap that like button. As always, stay safe, wash your hands. Peace.